I don't have to be there every day, and he thinks again that maybe Bill, Willie, and blind Willie Garfield will take the week after Christmas off. In that week there might be a way to handle Officer Wheelock. To make him go away. Except, I can't kill him, he says in a low, nagging voice. I'll be fucked if I kill him. Only fucked isn't what he's worried about. Damned is what he's worried about. Killing was different in Vietnam, or seemed different, but this isn't Vietnam, isn't the green. Has he built these years of penance just to tear them down again? God is testing him, testing him, testing him. There is an answer here. He knows there must be. He is just, pardon the pun, too blind to see it. Can he even find the self-righteous son of a bitch? Shit, yeah, that's not the problem. He can find Jasper the police smurf, all right. Just about any old time he wants. Trail him right to wherever it is that he takes off his gun and his shoes and puts his feet up on the hassock. But then what? He worries at this as he uses cold cream to remove his makeup, and then he puts his worries away. He takes the November deck ledger out of its drawer, sits at his desk, and for 20 minutes he writes, "Am heartily sorry for hurting Carol." He fills an entire page, top to bottom and margin to margin. He puts it back, then dresses in Bill Shearman's clothes. As he is putting away blind Willie's boots, his eye falls on the scrapbook with its red leather cover. He takes it out, puts it on top of the file cabinet, and flips back the cover with its single word, "Memories," stamped in gold. On the first page is the certificate of a live birth, William Robert Shearman, born January 4, 1946, and his tiny footprints. On the following pages are pictures of him with his mother, pictures of him with his father, Pat Shearman smiling as if he had never pushed his son over in his high chair or hit his wife with a beer bottle, pictures of him with his friends. Harry Doolin is particularly well represented. In one snapshot, 8-year-old Harry is trying to eat a piece of Willie's birthday cake with a blindfold on, a forfeit in some game, no doubt. Harry's got chocolate smeared all over his cheeks, he's laughing and looks as if he doesn't have a mean thought in his head. Willie shivers at the sight of that laughing, smeary, blindfolded face. It almost always makes him shiver. He flips away from it, toward the back of the book, where he's put the pictures and clippings of Carol Gerber he has collected over the years. Carol with her mother, Carol holding her brand new baby brother and smiling nervously, Carol and her father, him in navy dress blue and smoking a cigarette, her looking up at him with big wonder-struck eyes, Carol on the JV cheering squad at Harwich High her freshman year, caught in mid-leap with one hand waving a pom-pom and the other holding down her pleated skirt, Carol and John Sullivan on tinfoil thrones at Harwich High in 1965, the year they were elected Snow Queen and Snow King at the junior-senior prom. They look like a couple on a wedding cake. Willie thinks this every time he looks at the old yellow newsprint. Her gown is strapless, her shoulders flawless. There is no sign that for a little while, once upon a time, the left one was sticking up in a witch-like double hump. She had cried before that last hit, cried plenty, but mere crying hadn't been enough for Harry Doolin. That last time he had swung from the heels, and the smack of the bat hitting her had been like the sound of a mallet hitting a half-thawed roast, and then she had screamed so loud that Harry had fled without even looking back to see if Willie and Richie O'Mara were following him. Took to his heels, had old Harry Doolin, ran like a jackrabbit. But if he hadn't? Suppose that, instead of running, Harry had said hold her, guys, I ain't listening to that, FM going to shut her up, meaning to swing from the heels again, this time at her head? Would they have held her? Would they have held her for him even then? You know you would have, he thinks dully. You do penance as much for what you were spared as for what you actually did. Don't you? Here's Carol Gerber in her graduation gown, spring 1966, it's marked. On the next page is a news clipping from the Harwich Journal marked Fall 1966. The accompanying picture is her again, but this version of Carol seems a million years removed from the young lady in the graduation gown, the young lady with the diploma in her hand, the white pumps on her feet, and her eyes demurely downcast. This girl is fiery and smiling, these eyes look straight into the camera. She seems unaware of the blood coursing down her left cheek. She is flashing the peace sign. This girl is on her way to Danbury already. This girl has got her Danbury dancing shoes on. People died in Danbury, the guts flew, baby, and Willie does not doubt that he is partly responsible. He touches the fiery smiling bleeding girl with her sign that says stop the murder, only instead of stopping it she became a part of it, and knows that in the end her face is the only one that matters, her face is the spirit of the age. Is smoke, here is fire. Here is death with blood on her cheek and a smile on her lips and a sign in her hand. Here is that good old Danbury dementia. The next clipping is the entire front page of the Danbury paper. He has folded it 3 times so it will fit in the book. The biggest of 4 photos shows a screaming woman standing in the middle of a street and holding up her bloody hands. Behind her is a brick building which has been cracked open like an egg,